Serie A Roma vs Sassuolo prediction, team news, lineups preview. Having sealed progress in Europe despite suffering defeat, Roma returned to Serie A duty on Sunday, when struggling Sassuolo visits Stadio Olimpico. While the Giallorossi's recent revival sees them back in the mix for Champions League qualification, their visitors also received a boost by changing manager, finally ending a long winless run with victory in a relegation six-pointer. Match preview. Continuing their woeful record in England, Roma may have lost to Brighton Hove Albion on Thursday evening, but they still coasted to a 4-1 aggregate success following their scintillating performance in Rome 1 week earlier. Friday's draw for the Europa League quarter-finals paired Daniele De Rossi's side with Italian rivals AC Milan, and that tie takes place during an action-packed April, when they will also meet fellow top-six contenders Bologna and Napoli in Serie A, plus Lazio in the Derby della Capitale. Ahead of their trip to the Amex, Roma maintained momentum last weekend, with a last-gasp equalizer from Diego Llorente rescuing 1 point against Fiorentina at Stadio Franchi. The Giallorossi have lost just twice in 12 games since Jose Mourinho departed, scoring the most goals in Serie A at an average of nearly 3 per game and sitting joint second for points gained, only behind champions-elect Inter Milan. Formerly captain and midfield heartbeat of the capital club, De Rossi's reign could well be extended beyond its original term, which ends at this season's conclusion. But Roma cannot afford any slip-ups in a competitive race European places. Having won just 3 of their last 10 league meetings with Sunday's visitors, though, they will aim to follow up the third of those victories, which came in December at the Mapei Stadium. After failing to win any of their first 9 top-flight games against Roma at Stadio Olimpico, Sassuolo finally succeeded in the most recent, a remarkable 4-3 triumph almost exactly 1 year ago. Since then, much has changed for the Neroverdi, who recently lost talisman Domenico Berardi to a season-ending injury, and former coach Alessio Dionisi, who was shown the door earlier this month. Spiraling towards the Serie A trapdoor, Sassuolo had lost 4 games in succession ahead of last week's crucial win over free-falling Frosinone new boss Davide Ballardini's first home game in charge. Christian Thorstvedt scored the only goal on 58 minutes, before visiting striker Caio Jorge missed a late penalty to let the hosts escape with both maximum points and a first clean sheet in 10 attempts. That was still not enough to haul Sassuolo clear of the drop zone, and with a meager tally of 23 points after 28 matches, the Emilian club's worst such tally since a decade ago. When they were making their debut at Italy's top level, Ballardini has much work left to do. Team news. Still a major doubt due to a hip problem, Roma striker Romelu Lukaku may miss out on improving his proud record versus Sassuolo, against whom he has scored 6 goals in as many Serie A matches. Sardar Azmoun deputized in midweek, while fellow forward Tammy Abraham is currently completing the final stages of his recovery from an ACL injury. Defensive duo Rasmus Christensen thigh and Chris Smalling ankle are also unavailable. Argentinian pair Paulo Dybala and Leandro Paredes should return to the Giallorossi's starting lineup on Sunday. After both were rested against Brighton, Angelino may also come back in for Leonardo Spinazzola at left back. Meanwhile, Sassuolo will be without Josh Doig and last week's match winner Christian Thorstvedt due to suspension, while starman Domenico Berardi is out of action for the foreseeable future. Davide Ballardini should have right-back Jeremy Toljan at his disposal, though, and Mattia Viti has also rejoined training after a muscular injury. It remains to be seen whether Marash Kambula will be selected against his parent club, but Andrea Pinamonti is almost certain to start up front. The latter has scored 5 goals against Roma in Serie A, 2 more than against any other club, and needs 1 more to reach double figures in the league this season. Roma possible starting lineup: Sviler, Karsdorp, Mancini, Ndicka, Angelino, Cristante, Paredes, Pellegrini, Dybala, Azmoun, El Shaarawy. Sassuolo possible starting lineup: Consigli, Toljan, Ferrari, Ehrlich, Peterson, Rasic, Enrique, Defrel, Bajrami, Lorient, Pinamonti. We say, Roma 3-1 Sassuolo. Even if they do not open up a decisive lead before the closing stages, Roma should make sure they prevail with a late flurry. The hosts have scored more goals during the last 15 minutes of games this season than any other Serie A side, 18, while Sassuolo have shipped no fewer than 16 during that same time period. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.